Trevor Simmons. Work for Smith Rowe LLC. We're out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. I'm the superintendent for the clearing and logging. Oh yeah, there ain't. One of my very first times with dealing with the Woodie Enterprises, whenever we bought the first machine, his first words were he was real big on downtime. Never would let us spend a whole day being down, and I kind of took it with a grain of salt. But every incident we've had with any kind of equipment going down on the TimberPros or anything, he's right there when we need him. I've never been down, especially on the cutters, with more than a day. Oh yeah, I definitely recommend John Woodie Enterprises on not just the TimberPros, but on all their stuff, used and new. This is our newest machine. We're running the TL7555 on this one. I have a 745 also, but the 755, nothing that I've ran feller buncher wise compares to the 55's power, especially the Quadco 24-inch hot saw. But the longer tracks and wider, the stability on this thing is ridiculous on slopes, and obviously handling bigger trees on the slopes and off the slopes. But all in all, I couldn't complain with this machine whatsoever. This machine also has where it's the D model, it also has the automatic leveling. You just push one button and it will level itself to what it needs, or you can do it manually. I have it set up where you can do it both ways. Me personally, I like doing setting it whichever way I would rather have it at the moment. On the 55, I'm very pleased with the horsepower increase from the 45. Very little lag on multifunction and walking and cutting at the same time. Working the claws, booming up, tilting. There's very little slag in the power, that's for sure. It's running the L9 Cummins. It has 338 horsepower and a little over 1,000 foot-pounds if I remember correctly. But there's nothing on the. It's not lacking power, that's for sure. Yeah, this one, depending on fuel economy on this machine, my biggest notice I notice mostly is in the big timber. You know, if you're stalling your saw head out and it's constantly dropping and picking back up RPMs, it will burn more fuel. But in your average timber, you can run close to 2 days on one tank. Most of the time, it's about a day and a half if you got a far way to travel. Def, usually I try to top it off every day. Try to keep it up on the high end so you don't have to carry a whole lot of jugs out in the woods with you. But as far as usage each day, I probably can run on the full tank for 4 days. 3 to 4 days is the life I see with it. It's one of a kind for sure. The 55 from my C model to the D model, I feel like I'm in a fishbowl operating this thing. Very little blind spots compared to the C model. I don't disagree with either one of them. I like both of them. But the view in this one, the cab, the space, the seats, everything's comfortable. I really like the air conditioning seats, one thing. I like it a whole lot. And the climate control air conditioning, but I like having the phone mount also. And the Bluetooth, I can answer phone calls and keep my production up. Don't have to I'm putting my headset on, or I can answer it and talk through the radio on it. Don't have a minute's trouble out of nothing on the inside. I love the new foot pedals that they designed from the C model to the D model. It's a lot more user-friendly, comfortable. I like the modes where you can switch operators on the ICANN system. I think it's up to four operators you can do. My knuckle boom man runs backhoe pattern, or runs the knuckle boom pattern. I can hit this machine up to run how he's used to, and whenever he gets in it, all he has to do is click on his name and it will switch over to his operating pattern however he likes it. Sensitivity, everything's so fine-tuned. It's crazy how precise you can get with these machines. Production wise on this, on the 55, I can go, it just all depends on your timber size also, but if you're in the average wood, I've come up to, I can cut anywhere from 1.5 acres to 3 acres a day. I've done 3.5 once, but that timber's real spaced out. So. I am running the Quadco 24 hot saw. It is supposed to cut the 24-inch tree in one solid cut, but if you measure from back to tooth, you're a little over 24. You're close to 25, but that just depends on your teeth you're running. But the pickup, the pilot pump on this thing, and the secondary pump, I call it push pump. The pumps that are on this head right here is phenomenal as far as pickup speed. When it stalls out, when this head stalls out, it takes me about 9 seconds is what we got it on. If it's completely off, to it is running full speed again. But claws, this is one of the strongest head. I have 2 more track bunchers, but I've run TimberPro head, but the Quadco head on this one is for sure the stoutest, and I'm most pleased with this head for sure. I try not to spin it completely. I know this is a 360 head. I try not to spin it all the way around, but it really helps as far as shuffling trees around. If you gotta move something to make it easier for the skidder to get, it is very user friendly on shuffling trees, moving stuff, picking stuff up, keeping your saw out of the dirt. It's real easy to work with. We have one track cutter with an intermittent saw on it. It is a cat cutter. It's a 522, but the TimberPro is no match for it, that's for sure. This thing right here is I can go in twice the areas, difficult, steep hills, ditches, off camber, and still have that sturdiness on the hills. The cat is 2 foot shorter, I believe, 2 foot shorter than this one. So out in the flat ground, you can notice a huge difference in just the bebop and rocking back and forth. This one's a lot more stable, and then on the banks, it's not even nothing to compare with, really. The TimberPros, especially a track buncher, I have run a rubber tire buncher, but as far as user-friendly, being comfortable, sitting still and spinning instead of running over the stumps with a rubber tire, or even hand cutting. Obviously, you don't want to hand cut, but the track buncher is a whole lot more comfortable, a whole lot more sturdy. I like them. I think they're safer. The TimberPro, I've run a little bit of other things, but as far as the sensitivity, the response, the machine holding up itself is, we have very little issues, and anything that I have issues that I can solve myself, I can call John Woodie and them, and we can diagnose it over the phone, anything. But John Woodie services makes me like the TimberPros that much better, just because there's so much more knowledge than calling you know, more a franchise or a bigger, as far as CAT or somebody like that. But all around, you can't beat a track failer buncher, just on the ground, flat or hills. It's all round better machine.